Ashver.com.
Hello, welcome to Ashver.com. You are watching an interesting video about compulsive planning disorder, signs of obsessive. Please read the disclaimer carefully. What is obsessive-compulsive planning disorder? Or OCPD? Obsessive-compulsive planning disorder, or OCPD, is characterized by obsessions about the future and usually involves repetitive thoughts and methodological behaviors. OCPD is not always a bad thing. Many with this habit or disorder get a lot more done in one day because they are constantly planning ahead, writing things down, and planning for the future. Some early signs of OCPD are counting, repeated checking, and methodically task writing, checking. The overall goal of people with OCPD is to rid their future of uncertainty and to literally plan everything ahead of time so that there are no surprises in their future. The downside of OCPD is that no one can know the future, which means those who have OCPD are often disappointed or frustrated that life is not going according to plan. According to www.scrib.com, nearly 60% of the project manager population suffers from OCPD. Is it real? Like many other conditions with long names that are shortened to letters, OCPD can sound unrealistic and like an unproblem, especially to those who do not have that kind of problem in the first place. I too was skeptical about conditions like this being a real thing and having those conditions be actual problems for people. But then I realized that these types of conditions, problems, disorders, whatever you want to call them, are not always characterized by simply being good or bad. You can have a mild case of OCPD or other similar conditions and not be affected much or even realize you have it. You could have a severe case but still be able to function and be just fine in the real world. In other words, OCPD is very real. You may have it, and sometimes recognizing or understanding more about yourself can help you to improve yourself. Having OCPD is not a bad thing unless you are allowing it to take over and control your signs of OCPD. Obsessions, compulsions. When thinking about the future, the planning of these obsessions, compulsions is strangely satisfying. Planning also, accompanied by high stress levels. Planning multiple times in multiple ways, unable to remember plans without written details, constant reshaping / rewriting / revamping original plan. Obsessions, compulsions. When thinking about the future, the levels of brain chemicals in the areas of the brain that deal with anxiety, habit formation, and skill learning are actually thought to be a bit abnormal in people with OCPD. This seems to make sense because those with OCPD have obsessions, compulsions when they are thinking about future dates, events, and tasks. Basically, the first sign that you have OCPD is that you will be obsessed with thinking about the future. You become excited, nervous, or compulsive when thinking about the future. And having multiple future possibilities makes you anxious. The planning of these obsessions, compulsions is strangely satisfying. The first sign of OCPD is having obsessions, compulsions when contemplating the future. The second sign of OCPD is that the planning of those compulsions or obsessions is strangely addicting and satisfying to you. Actually planning out the future comforts you because you are able to write it down, have a plan, and be sure of some things. The only problem with this is that no one can ever be sure about what the future is going to bring, and that means writing down and planning your future, though satisfying, can also bring on feelings of frustration and anxiety. Planning also, accompanied by high stress levels. The third sign that says you may have OCPD is that planning for the future brings on feelings of stress, worry, and anxiety. As mentioned in sign number 2, you feel good when you write things down and plan ahead, but the fact that no plans for the future are ever concrete will give you high levels of stress. Personally, my stress level tends to go down a bit once I am able to write down my goals, tasks, plans for the near future, but the anxiety comes slowly after that, which makes me feel like I need to plan even more, again and again. Planning multiple times in multiple ways. Another sign of OCPD is feeling the need to plan multiple times in multiple ways. For example, I have 4 different task, goal, event lists at any given time on any given day. Here is a list of the ways in which I plan. I have a list of events in a day planner. I write a list of weekly goals, tasks I want to accomplish on notebook paper, which I also place in my planner. I then write a daily set of goals, tasks I want to accomplish on the other side of the notebook paper where the weekly goals have been written. I also have an Excel document that lists, in great detail, my future plans and goals for the next 5 years, which is then broken down by year, then by month, then by week, then by day. If I am feeling extremely planny, I will even write out a list of weekends. Unable to remember plans without written details. Another sign of OCPD is that you are unable to remember your plans without checking your planner or other written details. Examples of obsessions include worrying about things, especially anticipated things, that are not well planned or in order. And in order to get rid of obsessions, some people will try things like constantly checking or counting. This is especially true for those who check or count for things in the future. Obviously this is not a cure for obsession because the future cannot be constant reshaping / rewriting / revamping original plans. The last sign that I know of for OCPD is feeling the constant need to reshape, rewrite, and revamp your original future plans. This happens for 2 reasons. The first is that the future is constantly changing, and if your plans are even slightly outdated, it drives you crazy, which makes you need to redo all of your plans. The second reason is that simply writing it down once is not enough. If you are truly OCPD, then you will feel the need to write it down, talk about it, or share your plans more than once. Even if it is just one small aspect of the future that has changed, you will feel the need to redo all of your plans to account for that. My obsessive-compulsive planning problem, ability. I most definitely have OCPD and it does affect my life. At times it can be a really big problem, other times I like to see it as one of my abilities or qualities. The bad. Sometimes I am so focused on planning my life that I forget to actually live my life. I cannot stop planning. When something in the plan is modified / altered / changed, I immediately have to account for it and redo my plans. I get frustrated when my plans do not work out or I am unable to finish everything on my task list. I feel the need to plan multiple times throughout the day and the week. I set unrealistic goals for myself. The good. I am extremely good at planning. I can account for any and all my time. I am able to plan ahead for change. I am flexible because I can change the plans easily. I set realistic goals as well. Setting and reaching goals makes me feel Thank you for watching this video. This channel offers motivational, inspirational, valuable and informative videos to soothe, cleanse and inspire your health, mind, body and spirit. You can find lot of interesting videos on wide range of topics here. Stay tuned and keep watching.